Hello viewers, welcome to our today's video. Today we are going to look at how to write a job application letter. I'm going to give you 4 core parts of a job application letter. These are the specific things that you're supposed to consider when you're writing a job application letter. If you consider these points, then you're likely to get hired by that particular company. Number 1, it is very important to consider the education background, your education background. When I say your education background, what do I mean? Number 1, you should be able to talk about the institution you have passed through, the university, and remember to begin with the immediate to the previous. The university, the high school, the primary school, as you go backwards. That is number 1. Talk about the institution. Number 2, remember to talk about the courses you did. For example, in the university, maybe mechanical engineering. You be specific, okay? So in those particular institutions, make sure you talk about the courses you underwent. Number 3, make sure you know or you talk about the qualifications that you got from that particular institution. Number 1, I said talk about the institution. Number 2, the courses, and number 3, the qualification. You can also go ahead and talk about the other activities that you are engaged in, maybe the groups, the associations, the clubs, okay? Yeah, so that is number 1, about education background. Remember, I said you talk from the immediate to the previous. Core number 2, work experience. It is important for the person who wants to employ you to know the kind of experience that you have. And therefore, it is important for you to talk about the experience you've been having. Number 1, by listing the number of jobs that you have done. Maybe different companies, different jobs, okay? Explain them. Number 2, it is good for you to inform or to talk about the transferable skills that you can transfer, maybe from a previous work to that particular work you are applying for. That is very, very important. That will enable the employer to know of what benefit this candidate will be to our company or to my company when I employ him. Number 3, you can also talk about the voluntary roles that you have ever played in the other jobs. Maybe you volunteered to do a certain role when you're working in that particular place. It is important also to talk about that. Point number 3, remember the competency-based questions. What are these competency-based questions? Number 1, you should ask yourself when you're writing that letter, have you ever worked with any successful team? Have you ever worked with any successful team? Number 2, you can also ask yourself, what was your contribution to the success of that particular company? What was your contribution to the success of that particular company? And number 3, you can also ask yourself, why do you want this particular job? Why do you want this particular job? And finally, you can ask yourself, why did you leave the previous job? When you ask yourself these particular questions, I'm very sure you'll be able to talk about your competency in that particular letter that you're writing. And point number 4, which is very, very important, do not forget to indicate in your letter a personal statement. Now, this personal statement is a statement about yourself. Remember, you are supposed to write some certain skills that you possess, okay? And also in that particular statement, Make sure you're describing yourself very well. Which kind of a person are you? How do you relate with people? Okay? I'm sure by doing that, your letter will be well enough to convince the person to employ you. Now, for you to get more other videos like this one, because I'm going to give some other important lessons, make sure you subscribe to this channel. That is all for today. Make sure you take good care of yourself. Bye.